This is Myra Elaine on the Buying Space channel. Today, I'm continuing my series on diabetes on a budget. I called the pharmacy early this morning. I have a 24-hour pharmacy, and I asked for them to fill my family members' long-term insulin, and they didn't have any. And the pharmacist on duty advised me that their insulin refrigerator was almost empty. And I went online and looked. They put her insulin on order, but she's not the only one whose insulin is on order. And so I looked online, and there is a worldwide insulin shortage. I don't know if the insulin is out in the ocean circling around. There may be multiple factors involved. Since the pestilence started, I'm at 405. The more people are living a sedentary life. More people have become overweight. More people have become diabetic. Being permanent couch potatoes was fun for a while, but now we're realizing the long-term effects. Also, people with, this is for not a syringe, but to take out fluid and to put fluid like in an ear. That's probably what that will be used for. Anyway, and that's a whole different health matter. There may become a black market for insulin because a diabetic can go probably 7 to 10 days without insulin. So even though I'm at 405, I'm concerned about running out of syringes. I'm concerned about running out of insulin. I do have 2 long-term vials. I'll use the one with the least amount in it, which is this one. Put this one back in the humidor or cigar box. And I'm going to use the same syringe for both, because I don't know if I can get syringes. I think that all diabetic supplies are going to go through the roof. People are going to panic, and there's going to be like a black market for insulin. Not that there wasn't already, because of the prices being outrageous for the people that have to private pay. So I'm only going to take half of my long term. I'm going to have to go ahead. Normally I would shoot up through my clothes, but since I may be forced to reuse syringes for one dose to the other, I'm not going to shoot up through my clothes anymore. It's not really advisable. Okay. So here I am. Pulling back all the way. Let me check and make sure there are no air bubbles, because usually I'll put it back in a little bit and then pull it back out. But since this is the milky kind of insulin, I can see clearly that the syringe is full and all the way to 50. Be very careful, as I should be all the time, in pulling this needle in and out of my skin straight. This is not advised by the American Medical Association or any doctor. This is what I'm choosing to do in my situation where I have limited supply of diabetic supplies and insulin. So I'm pulling that all the way back. I'm pulling it straight out. I'm inspecting the needle. It still looks okay. It's not bent. So I'm going to inject this 2 fingers away from where I injected last time. Straight in. Plunge. And straight out. And I have, as a result of using this twice, oh, I shouldn't have done that because it's a safety needle. Separate the plunger. I like to put them in separate trash, but I don't have my trash can over here. I normally shoot up somewhere else. Okay, that's getting a little full and a little difficult. Now, as a result of using the same syringe, I have to use an extra one of these. I mean, I would do that anyway. But as a result of using the same syringe twice, I had a little bleeding on my stomach, which means the hole was a little bit bigger. Now, the hole is microscopic anyway, but, you know, a little more pain, a little more blood that happens when you are using equipment sparingly. This is not ideal, and it is a bad situation. Now, I have, for my family member, I have backup insulin of another type. She'll just have to shoot up her timing differently. I'll email her endocrinologist Monday morning and advise her of the situation. This might air after Monday. And let her know and ask her if she wants the dosage to be changed or anything like that. But as of now, the long term that she did have that lasted 24 hours, the other long term that she's gonna have to use now lasts 12 hours, and she'll take the same amount of units, to get the same coverage. And I'm very grateful that we do have some of her insulin left from where she took the 12-hour insulin before. I saved it for such an emergency. So she's going to be fine until her 24-hour insulin can come in. I'm going to be fine. I just have to be very careful in using my alcohol pads. Some days diabetics are careless and they don't always clean, but under the circumstances, I'm going to have to be that way. So if you have anyone in your life that's diabetic or you're diabetic, know that your insulin might not be coming in. So I hate to tell you right before the Thanksgiving holiday that you're going to have to watch what you eat during the holiday. If you don't have a backup insulin plan, if you don't have a spare insulin, I would really say don't Don't drive your sugars up and then just take extra insulin, because you might need that insulin next month or in January and February, whenever this would catch up with each of us. Because even though I have some backup insulin, I don't know how long this will go on. Numbers of people having diabetes has increased during the pandemic because people have made lifestyle changes. People were forced into lifestyle changes. So if you are not prepared, I guess this will make all of us behave a little bit more than we normally would have, which, it might end up being a good thing. I've got several holidays coming up where we have traditions where we eat certain chocolate things, and maybe I just need to get real about what I'm doing, what I'm intaking on my eating, and reduce that to what it should be. Of course, Thanksgiving is the holiday that's about eating, so that's very difficult. My family member and I, we had popcorn last night. Popcorn is a great snack. It's a hunger buster. I have an old-fashioned popcorn popper that's, I think, 30 years old, that I've kept. I keep my things in good condition. I really do try. I clean and I maintain as best I can. But popcorn, 3 cups is 1 serving. So if you need a volume of food, of course, we ate our popcorn with no butter, no salt, no nothing on it. I thought about sprinkling a little bit of turmeric on it. Whereas that would make you a lot more thirsty, but turmeric is is very healthy. So you could experiment with herbs. Oh, well, she did add Parmesan cheese, so we did that. So I don't know how much that bumped it up, but it was just a small amount, just a small sprinkling of Parmesan, just to give it a little bit of flavor. That's right, she did that. So anyway, I'm rambling now. It's very early in the morning when I take my fasting blood sugar. And, when you call your pharmacy and the pharmacist says that their insulin refrigerator is almost empty and that there are other people waiting for your family members' insulin to come in, it's feel a little unsettling, because diabetics that are on insulin absolutely need it. We didn't know all the effects that the pestilence would have starting in March of last year, but now we're seeing huge societal effects in ways that were not predicted or that predictable. There might have been somebody out there that would have known that we would have medicine shortages. Our medicines come, for the most part, from foreign countries, and their corporate headquarters have been moved here and there to evade taxes in the United States. So the control of our insulin and other medications is in the hands of people that are more interested in money than contributing to a society that they maybe even live in. But greed wins out, and people may end up dying. I mean, I'm sure there are other ways that people have ended up dying because of how the pharmaceutical industry operates, especially in the area of cost. And I think the cost of the insulin may be also a contributing factor in the shortage in the supply chain. So I'm going to do some more research on why this is happening. It kind of sort of doesn't matter why it's happening to the individual diabetic. Obtaining more insulin is more of a priority at this point. I will spend a great deal of time today calling different pharmacies to see if I can find her insulin because she needs it very, very much. And this will cause more people to be in the emergency room when this next wave of the different variant comes through. This video may get deleted, so share it to your diabetic friends and family, because this is something that is on the way and we all need to be aware of it. So God bless you. Have a wonderful and blessed day, but also please prepare yourself. Love you all.